What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. Hopefully all of you guys are having a very good day. Please keep in mind you guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch at GmiasWorld. If you have any questions or concerns about what's going on, what can we expect for the upcoming Madden 21 Ultimate Team, and anything else that you want to ask about the actual game, all right? So pretty much I told you guys that we were going to be starting the series up. You guys told me you want all Madden 21 context, so we're going to start team building. We're going to know exactly what we're going to do day one. All right, so we're jumping into part two, and we're going to go ahead and pick up right where we left off. Now, we're going to go ahead and break it down offensively because a lot of you guys in Madden 21, you pretty much took advantage of the fact that you could just throw the ball at everybody's user. I don't know if that's going to be the same case, but more than likely with the abilities, it's probably going to be along the same lines. Throughout the beta, I did, while I was playing online, see some of that happen. I didn't see a lot of it wasn't as obvious with the predetermined animations as it was in 20. It looks like they're trying to get away from it, but we don't know. All right, so we have to wait to see what the actual final build of the game is. But based on what I saw offensively, the abilities that your players are going to have is going to be a huge factor as far as the wide receiver goes. Players that did not have abilities, in my opinion, they still played the same way that they do in this game, which means that they can't catch a cold butt naked in a winter storm. So, like guys like, you know, a random wide receiver that did not have an ability, he was not able to actually catch the ball if somebody was hitting him right away. Still, overall, if a player was wide open, they would still be able to go ahead and catch that football and do what they have to do. But if you did not have abilities, you were not able to go ahead and do anything like that. So we're going to be breaking it down in different aspects. And it's kind of good that we have Calvin, so we can look at a lot of the abilities that are going to be, you know, revamped. Now, you guys may have seen some footage about, you know, some of the new abilities, all that good stuff. But again, until everything is final, we don't know. Okay, they have different variations of streak specialists, all this stuff. I'm just showing you guys this to give you guys some insight, right? We're going to have to look at specific stuff because a lot of the abilities that they're going to have, it's not catered to one thing. It's not catered to one side of the football. So, you know, well, not one side of the football, but just like one area. For instance, they don't have like, you know, the streak specialist, but they have outside the number catches will be better. You know, you'll be able to catch it better outside the numbers, things like that. It's different wording, probably going to be the same abilities. So a lot of you guys are asking, okay, Gmia, you were throwing streaks like a savage animal in the jungle. What are you going to be doing in Madden 21? Well, if you guys don't remember, it was the same people that were saying in Madden 19, I don't remember what I was doing in 19, but they were like, yo, it's not going to work in 20, and then we came up with a new scheme. The bottom line is this: we're going to always figure out what works in the game, and then we just go from there, guys. It's not like it's something to where we have to do what everybody else is doing. We're going to do what we want to do. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm doing. You're going to do your thing. We're going to figure it out together, and we're going to just go ahead and wreak havoc. That's what we're going to do. All right, so the bottom line about the abilities when you're building your offense is to make sure if the running game is toned down the way that they say it is, then we're going to have to figure out exactly what's going on as far as running back. You know, can you really truck people anymore? Can you know what I'm saying, do certain things that we were doing like in 18? If that's a factor, we're going to probably stay with the, you know, with at least one of the offensive players being a running back having abilities. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the quarterbacks because remember, you can throw out of sacks now. All right, so having a quarterback with abilities in Madden 21 might be the move because if they give you some kind of, you know, ability where you can actually, you know, get that thing down even when you're throwing through the sack, similar to like Last Ditch, we could probably work that into our scheme. Okay, so these are just some of the things that I want you guys to think about. If the running game is not as prevalent as it is in 20, we are going to focus on the wide receivers and the quarterback. If the running game still has a little something to it, especially if it's trucking with Derrick Henry off, you know, all the stuff we saw, keep in mind Lamar Jackson is the cover athlete. So read option is going to be a thing. I don't care what anybody says. Read option is going to be a thing because they have to make it based on the kind of offense that he plays. So he's going to be able to get some work going on there. So you might have a little bit more success with the read option. I may have to give you guys some tutorials on how to stop the read option because it may be similar to previous Maddens, but we'll get to that when we do get there. But I just want to make sure that I point this out because this is a very, very huge part. Abilities is not going anywhere, guys. They had a lot of success with it in Madden 20, and I told you guys this back last year. It's going to continue because a lot of people just came out and put abilities on just for the simple fact that they knew they can line up, cover both their eyes, run around their house backwards, and throw a dot right through your body. Because of that, That is a huge factor. That's not going anywhere. Now, as far as the abilities go, we're going to wait for the official layout of all the abilities, and then we'll take it from there. As far as the schemes, okay, remember, Power Run earlier in the year was a monster. It was pretty much really, really good to have Power Run. Okay, so with the way that it worked out, right, it really, I can't really explain the way that it, how it actually helped me, because EA Sports has tuned the game so much that it doesn't make any sense. But pretty much what happened was, with the impact block and the lead block, I was able to do whatever I wanted with my offense with streak and stretch, right? So a lot of you guys are like, yeah, but with zone run, you get all the other stuff. I don't know why they're not showing everything else with zone run. It's supposed to be a lot more stuff. Hold on, let me just, because sometimes you got to keep going away from it. Is it going to show it? There it goes. Okay, so with zone run, you get the run block, footwork, and then everything else, juke move, spin move, all the other stuff, whatever, right? So you guys were more focused on run block. The only reason that I changed it towards the end of the year was because the game started to change a little bit based on the way that we started the year off. But I have the videos to prove that Power Run was the move, because the impact block and the lead block, especially with players like the fullback from the 49ers, he didn't really have, use check. He didn't have good run block, but he had unbelievable impact block. And with using Power Run, we got his lead block to a 99 earlier than a lot of people thought that it could be done. So he was actually able to be formidable for us for a little bit. Then we rage sold him because he was garbage, because EA changed up the way that the game was being played. Now, when you're starting to look at these chemistries, right, the scheme chems, like what is going to be the ideal situation? The ideal situation for your O-linemen are always going to be the most important factor to what attributes to, the run game. Impact block also affects the way that they'll pick up a block or whatever like that, but you got to be able to run the ball. Even though running the ball was very, very OP, running the ball has always been a part of Madden. If you guys go back to Madden 25, that stupid little run that they had, I forgot the name of it. It was like a stupid run where everybody just got pancaked. I can't remember the name of it, but everybody just got straight mauled, and dudes are just going for 6, because no matter what happens, people are going to start to commit to the pass. If you pass a lot, it's going to be a lot of committing to the pass, and then when that happens, if you don't know how to run the ball, which a lot of you guys really don't, you're going to have a lot of issues, right? So what my job is to do is to kind of eliminate you having those issues, because that creates a situation where now you're just a one-trick pony, okay? Now, when I created the streak and stretch, I knew that I had that streak if a guy wanted to think it was sweet and overplay the run. What made my run overpowered? Again, lead block and impact block. Now, like I said, towards the end of the year, I wanted everybody to have 99 run block on my O-line, so I went to zone run, because they made it so that the run block actually started to do stuff. So you have to adjust, which is why I tell you guys, turn on your post notifications, because as soon as I notice something that's different, I point it out to you guys. Whatever you decide to do with it, that's on you, okay? But again, I'm going to win these games, dude. Like, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go out there and make sure that I have the right team for the job. Now, keep in mind with this, this is something that's very, very huge, and I want you guys to remember this. EA Sports is encouraging us to play on the D-line in Madden 21. So what does that mean? There's going to be a lot of weirdos and psychos and crazy people that are going to come out with all their abilities on the D-line, and they're going to be using the D-line to get those moves off. Obviously, they got like they're going to have a bar for how many times they can win the battle each time, but it's going to be a lot of people doing that. What does that mean for us? That means that we're going to have to be very, very smart with the way that we create our O-line originally from when the game starts. This can be very, very difficult, because we're going to have to wait to see what they give us for the journey, the gauntlet, all that other stuff, because everybody is not going to be spending money. Okay, and I know that. So we're going to have to make sure that it's balanced with what I'm trying to explain, which is why I also grind the challenges to show you guys I put the work in as well. So if there are players that are decent, we can use them at the start. Similar to what they did with some of the cards that they gave us earlier. Like what was those cards? They were like 70 overalls. George Kittle had one of those cards. What were they? I don't remember what they were called. We could actually go look at the sets. But he had one of them also. What was he? He had a... All right, so we got to go look at it. But, like Juju Smith-Schuster had a card like that. They're going to probably have something like that. Not a team captain. It was another card. We'll go over and go check it out. I think it was like Ultimate Trainers. I know a lot of you guys probably writing it in the comments right now to help me out. Shout out to you guys. But I think it was Ultimate Trainers. Okay, so the Ultimate, yeah, that's what they were. So the Ultimate Trainers were cards that you got from completing challenges early in the game, and it helped you a little bit, but the cards were garbage. So a lot of you guys are like, yo, I can't get jiggy with this. I'm like, you're right, we can't. So what did we do? We went out, we played a little bit more, we played the challenges with the Journey, we did the Gauntlet, and we used some of those players to kind of infiltrate the squad early on. This is another thing where I don't know if the NFL season is, I think the NFL season is going to happen, but some of you guys are concerned if it doesn't happen, what's going to happen with the rookie premieres. I believe that EA will still update it. Guys, it's a video game. They're like how they make the legends. Like, they're going to be able to put numbers, slap numbers on cards and give us stuff. They have to keep going. Okay, so don't worry about that. That's fine. All right, worry about the health and safety of yourself and your family and your communities and the world. The NFL is going to take care of itself, and EA Sports will do what they got to do to get us the cards. But regardless of all of that, okay, we are going to find a way to make sure that everybody's happy. Both my no money spent viewers and the guys that buy bundles. Like I said, I may partake in it because you guys want my wife to go ahead and pull garbage and thinks that it's cute, and that she's going to rage at me because she thinks she's really good at pulling packs. We all know she's not. But that's neither here nor there. When our O-line is developed, we have to put the best possible versions of the cards that we can get, but based on the players that are decent. It's a lot of stuff. It's not just by, oh, this guy is really good because his overall's high. Some guys are really, really good and don't have high overalls. So we're going to have to look at that as well. But remember, your offensive line chem is going to more than likely be different from what your skill player chem is going to be. It's just going to be harder for you guys to get the chemistries up early in the year because you're going to have to, obviously, you're not going to get all the way to 30 of 30 in like the first month. But we're going to figure out how to do it. But we're going to build from the core, all right? The core of the actual cards. O-line is going to be a completely different chemistry than your skill players. That's a rule that you guys have to understand. Now, when I say skill players, obviously the running back is, whatever, but the wide receivers and the quarterbacks, the go deep is always going to be different as opposed to, you're not going to put zone run on your QB. Unless Lamar Jackson is just a psychopath in the game and you got to, do whatever you want with them, and then it is what it is. But for the most part, that's a huge factor that I want to display. Is there a possibility that the throw power will be affected so much by individual attributes that we will go deep for everybody? It's a possibility. But that's if the pass game is OP. If the pass game is similar to what it is now, and dudes can come out and run cover 4 drop, put their controller down, walk around their house with their name on orange juice, and laugh at you, we're going to have to go ahead and do something different. Okay, so I want you guys to be prepared to understand. We're going to have to move a certain way. We're probably going to have to move very, very quickly because once I talk about it, the prices may raise, things may happen. We got to figure it out. But I'm going to get the information out as soon as possible. But we're going to build a core scheme for O-line and our wide receivers, QB, and everybody else separately. Okay, that's step one to building an unbelievable squad. All right, and I had to learn this the hard way because originally when I first started really, really playing MUT in like 12-13, Madden 12-13, I didn't focus on my O-line enough. And at that time, to be honest, it didn't really matter because if dudes had a nano, they were coming in no matter what. But the O-line has become very, very important as Madden Ultimate Team has progressed, and we now have to take that stand. So that's where we are right now as far as building it. This is very, very huge, guys. So do they have to be on the same team? Or we're going to start, building an actual theme team from the start? I don't know if we're going to do that, but I know you guys want me to touch on that, so that's what we're going to pick up in the next video as we go along. But I want to make sure you guys understand. Jot this stuff down. Bookmark the video, bro, because when the game comes out, you're going to be wondering what we're supposed to be doing. Yo, what did he say about... Listen, Doc, the O-line is going to be very, very key. I'm telling you this because the D-line and these D-line user psychopaths is going to be crazy. The scheme will work on once we know what's going on and everything else that's available to us. We have to also see how many players are going to get abilities in Madden Ultimate Team. There's a lot of other information that they have yet to reveal. And once they do explain that to us, we will pick up with that situation. So you guys should understand at this point that we're going to be doing a scheme based on O-line, skill players separately. Obviously, the running backs will get the scheme of the O-line because they get spin move, stiff arm, all that crap, juke, and all the other stuff, right? If it turns out that we need to throw the ball a lot more and the throw power matters based on the quarterback that we have, which would more than likely be Aaron Rodgers because of the release based on the beta, then we may have to give everybody go deep to start. All right, so The next step, like I said, you guys want to know about the theme teams. You guys want to know about defense. We're going to get to those things, yo, bro, as soon as possible. All right, guys? Just stay tuned. I got you guys covered. Continue to let me know what you guys want. Leave it in the comment section, and we're going to keep this series going. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You have an unbelievable day. One love, y'all.